talk about changing the Confederate Avenue street here behind us. And I know that you're a big Civil War heritage guy. What are you thinking about this?
Well, I just heard about it about 15 minutes ago. I passed a lady my walk around the park here, and she told me they're trying to change the name Confederate Avenue. I think that's unfortunate. I think it's turning its back on a history that we should be proud of. And it's not that long ago, 150 years ago, a lot happened right here where we stand in this area. And to say it didn't happen, I think it's a travesty. It did happen, and there are some good, positive things to look at. And one of the biggest one, I think, is the challenge of states' rights. And I think that's very important. And I think we're beating that down, becoming one big federal government, and I'm opposed to that.
So they brought down a statue also here recently, and
yeah.
What are you thinking about the talk about all these statues?
Well, I think it's sort of hysteria. It's a national hysteria that's sort of taking hold of the nation now. I'm sorry to see it, but I hope we can overcome it. Those that believe in the South and what it stood for, I wish they'd take this opportunity to make their views known, because this is a part of all of us. And contrary to popular belief, the war was more than just about slavery. And I personally believe that if the South had won the war, that slavery would have disappeared like it did in every other civilized country of the world. It would have disappeared peacefully. It's a natural order of things. If the South had won, and state sovereignty would have been preserved. And I'm sorry that didn't happen.
Now, 3 or 4 times a week, you're out running around the park here at Grand Park. But you're also running with the Confederate flag. And you must get some various reactions to that.
To say the least, I've been out doing this, I guess, for 10 years. I can't say rightly that I run anymore. I get to the age where now it's mostly I just walk. But I'll do a lap or 2 around the park, and just to raise basically consciousness that, hey, go back and read the history. See what happened here. It's not as simple as what the mass media would portray, and then many people this hysteria would have us believe.
Well, let's see the flag here. And
sure.
So the Charlottesville incident, I mean, what was your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction was that I think we were kind of led into a trap there. I mean, there's a lot of people who are questioning a lot of things, the alt-right, so to speak, and I think they have a lot of good questions, and they need some answers. But I think what was done here is the police stood down. Our people were not throwing feces or urine balloons or frozen bottles of water. Our people were merely there to have a rally and to listen to some speeches. But before the speeches could even begin, they shut us down, and that's I'm sorry to see that. Now, of course, I'm sorry about the lady that was killed with the car situation. It'll be interesting to see what the results of that investigation are.
Now, do you identify yourself with the heritage movement or more along the other groups that were at the Charlotte?
I very much support the heritage movement, but I think there's something that supersedes that, and that's the political. And like I say, I've gone back, I've looked at some of the original writings of the people that were actually involved in the disturbance 150 years ago, the war between the states, and it's just it's a sad situation, but I believe that they were politically right. There's nothing in the Constitution that prevents secession, and that's what we actually had, was a peaceful secession. It was the North and many of the people in the North that didn't want to do that. And what became as a result of that conflict was a larger federal government. We've lost the power, we've lost our local control, we've lost our state sovereignty, and I think that is tantamount to losing our freedom.